Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for visiting on this vlog where I am sharing my journey and talking about all things related to recovering from COVID, more specifically parosmia, which is a distorted sense of smell, which also affects the taste as well. So I have other videos if you'd like to check them out on my individual story with how I dealt with COVID. But for today's video, I wanted to provide an update because I haven't been able to do that in quite a while. So as of today, I've been dealing with parosmia for 10 months, 10 months strong. Woohoo! Not that that's super exciting, but that's where I am. And I wouldn't say it's gotten better. I would say that it's a little bit more tolerable. You'll hear a lot of people who struggle with anosmia or parosmia say that they have safe foods or unsafe foods. And safe foods are really the ones that don't have a strong, terrible taste and smell, or they taste and smell completely normal. So that's what we call our safe foods. So as far as my safe foods, they've increased a little bit, but for the unsafe foods, they've pretty much remained the same. But some of them are a little bit more tolerable if I find myself in a situation where I have to eat some of it or have to drink some of it, or if I have to smell it, it's not as terrible. There are still some things on my list, though, that are completely rancid and horrid, and I'm still staying away from those. But we'll get to that later. In my update, I just wanted to share, I've been to the doctor a lot within the last few months last year for various different reasons. But in my going to the doctor, I had to have some lab work done for a completely unrelated surgery. But when they did my lab work, my doctor actually spoke with me because some of my levels were lower than they should be. And I've never had this issue before. And so I know it's related to the parosmia because it has to deal with the nutrients that I was not getting from the foods I've had to cut out. So to start with, I had low protein levels, which we all know that's really, really important that you get enough protein in your diet. Whether or not you eat meat or you're vegetarian, your body needs protein. It's fuel and all those other good things. So my protein was significantly low, as well as my iron. I've always been anemic, so that's not new to me, but because of another health issue, on top of the parosmia, my iron had gotten significantly worse to the point that I actually had to have an emergency blood transfusion, so that was fun. But anyway, so we've got low protein, low iron, and excuse me, I've got notes here too, and I think it was, low calcium. As far as my safe foods when it comes to calcium, I know there's fruits and vegetables and things that have calcium in them, but I'm not able to really eat cheese or yogurt. I can't do yogurt, sour cream, like those kind of things that you might get in your daily diet depending on what you cook. I can do milk, but I don't really like milk. So I can do chocolate milk, but how healthy is that? And then I can do like vanilla ice cream, but again, I'm not going to be eating that every day. So my doctor, spoke with me and said, I really need you to eat some more meat or get some more protein into your diet, find ways to get more calcium into your diet, and of course the iron, which I'm on iron supplements for. So that's where I am right now. So right now I'm on a journey of just trying to supplement my diet with things that are higher in nutrients from the foods that I used to eat or that I may not eat as much because it just doesn't taste that great. So with that being said, now that my update's over, this video is really about tips and tricks to kind of help you get through the difficulty that we experience with having parosmia. So I just want to share with you a couple of things that I've done and that I've been doing to help add more safe foods to my list, to help get some more of those nutrients and those vitamins into my diet. So To start, I want to say I am not a medical professional. I am not a doctor. If you have questions or concerns in that area, please reach out and speak to your doctor about your concerns. I'm just sharing my personal experience that I know a lot of other people are dealing with, but I don't want you to think that I'm giving you medical advice, and if something happens, you want to come back to me. Okay? All right, now that we have that out the way, tip number 1 that I would like to share, and that is to keep your kitchen stocked with your safe foods at all times. I don't know if you're a grazer and you like to snack multiple times throughout the day, or even if you only do 2 to 3 meals a day, the last thing you want when you're hungry is to go to your kitchen and try and find something to eat, and there's nothing there that you actually like, or that smells good, or that tastes good. Now, because I'm the only one in my family dealing with this, that happens a lot unless I go grocery shopping and get the safe foods on my list. And if you do that, then that runs into, if you're out the house, then you're having to find places to go to find a safe food if you don't have time to go grocery shopping, and that can be really frustrating, especially if you have a lot of unsafe foods on your list. So tip number 1 again is to keep your kitchen stocked with your favorite safe foods. Tip number 2 is to meal prep on the weekends. I used to meal prep a lot more often than I do now. I am married and I have a toddler, and so sometimes I'm tired and I don't want to grocery shop and I don't want to cook. But really, if you want to set yourself up for success and less frustration, I highly recommend meal prepping. So if your kitchen is stocked with your safe foods, then you can plan your meals on what you want to cook for the week, if you like to cook for the week, or if you want to cook every day, just have those things in your kitchen. Prepare something ahead of time so that when you're hungry, you don't have to figure out, okay, what am I going to eat? What can I tolerate today? If you meal prep, then all those things are ready. You can just go to your cabinet, you can just go to your refrigerator, whatever it is, and get the food and eat without having to be frustrated. And which takes me to a little side note. If you're out running errands or you have to be out somewhere, make sure you carry some of your favorite snacks, whether it's fruit or whatever else that you can eat that you can carry with you. Carry those things in case you get hungry along the way, so you're also not stuck trying to find something safe to eat. Okay, tip number 3 is to try new foods. Now, I know that sounds scary and it sounds like you don't want to do it, but the bottom line is you're not going to know what you actually like or what you can tolerate unless you try new foods. So what I suggest, one of the things I did very early on is my husband and I went to a buffet. And the good thing about it is you can pay one price and you can put just a spoonful of everything on your plate and just taste it, just try it. Some things you'll know, like for example, one of my unsafe foods is cilantro, which I used to love, but I cannot bear it now. So if I'm looking around the buffet and there are things that have cilantro in it, I know, okay, well, I'm not even gonna try that because it has that in it, and that's gonna take over of the entire flavor of everything that's in that dish. So you want to be mindful of those things, but if there's something there that you haven't tried yet, you're not sure, just take a little spoonful and taste it. You can have your favorite drink or something at the table to kind of help get rid of that flavor if you taste it and you're like, that is not a safe food. But really, you're not going to know unless you try it. The other way that you can do that is to challenge yourself to buy at least one new thing from the grocery store every time you go grocery shopping. I did this a lot in the beginning, and especially things that are on sale. You might be craving something you haven't had in a while, you're not sure how it's going to taste. Buy one piece of it. If it's one piece of fruit, if it's, I don't know, a piece of meat that you haven't had in a while, maybe get it from the deli where it's already cooked. Just get one piece of it so you can take it home and try it. My favorite thing is to go to Kroger where they have the weekly deals or the sales, where they have things that are considerably marked down. And I've actually found a lot of my favorite snacks, even before COVID, from that. So you can try something that's not going to be too expensive. So that way, if you don't like it, you don't feel that bad about having to give it away or heaven forbid, throw it away. And so I've been able to find a lot of new snacks and other new things that I actually like in my safe food list just from adding one new thing in the grocery aisle or going to that sales section and just branching out and trying something. Just try a little bit. You never know until you try. Okay. And then my fourth tip is, which I think is super, super helpful, is to take some of the foods that you don't like that are on your unsafe list and try and prepare them in a different way. And I'll give you a couple examples of what I've done that I surprisingly found, okay, I can eat this. So in the beginning, eggs were an absolute not scrambled, not boiled, not fried, not nothing. Eggs were not on the list. I couldn't eat them at all. And I can't understand that because I've always eaten eggs for breakfast every day, my entire life. I love eggs. So slowly, as I tried different things, I made something for my husband. He likes to eat boiled eggs, like egg salad type of thing. And I remember the first day I tried a regular boiled egg, and that immediately was spit out into the trash. I couldn't even almost try that. But when the boiled egg was mixed with the mayo and the mustard and the other stuff and crushed up into like how you make an egg salad, it it tasted completely different and it actually tasted good. So I've been able to add in eggs that way every once in a while. I don't want to eat a whole lot of mayonnaise, but if I need something different or I want some eggs, I've found that I can eat it that way. I can also eat scrambled eggs now, but I have to scramble it with other things. So a lot of my breakfasts will include almost like a hash or a scramble with other things. I will scramble it with onions and mushrooms and kale or spinach and add a couple different seasonings. And that helps to cover up the funky taste that I get from the egg so that I can still get the protein that I need. Which brings me to my next thing, which is onions. Raw onions, absolutely not. I still cannot do them. But I found if they're cooked until they're soft, then it gets rid of that, whatever that scent or that flavor is that I cannot stand. So I've been able to eat eggs and I've been able to eat onions as long as they're cooked, which I think is really super cool because my food was pretty boring there for a minute in the beginning. So again, that tip is try a food that's on your unsafe list and see a different way that you can cook it or see how you can add it into something else that you already like to see if that helps to change the flavor and change whether or not you like it. And my last tip for you guys is to find substitutes. And this goes back to what I was saying in the beginning about my issues with the low protein and the low iron and all of that. Your body needs vitamins and minerals and all of these things to function properly. I know a lot of us have either lost weight or gained weight, or maybe you've developed some other health issues since dealing with parosmia. So really it's important to do everything that you can within your strength to try and get some of these things back into your body. So I would recommend, like I said earlier, talking to your doctor to see what your options might be. When you start tasting other foods and finding different ways that you can cook things, finding other items that you can add into your diet, just try and get as much variety as you can and find substitutes. If you can't stand meat right now, look up other things that maybe vegetarians or vegans eat. You might find something there that you like. Or if you're okay with most vegetables, you can look up a lot of vegetables you can look up vegetables that are higher in protein, higher in iron, higher in different vitamins and minerals. You would be surprised as to what different foods have different vitamins and minerals. So try and find substitutes where you can. It's really important to take care of your body as best as you can while we're going through this, okay? So if you have any questions or comments, or if you have any other tips to share that I may not have shared today that has helped you, I encourage you to add those to the comments. I'll be trying to post more videos as we go along with different updates and tips and tricks. And I'd love to hear what you guys are doing to help you through this transition. I hope you all have an amazing week and good luck. See you next time.